Dankind Academy has been established in order to give young African aspiring basketball players the opportunity to pursue their dreams and goals of playing professional basketball all across the globe. We aim to provide a select few players at a time with the chance to experience months of daily intensive training in a situation where they can eat, sleep, and play basketball together under one roof while under the supervision of trained and responsible coaches. We believe that players deserve the chance to have access to the right facilities to progress, and also a household where they can be taken care of properly and form bonds, helping one another to improve in a disciplined but also comfortable and caring atmosphere. The idea is that by learning the intricate fundamentals of the game each morning for an extended period of time, players will be able to improve drastically, mastering the art of the game that they love so that they can play at the highest level possible and walk in the footsteps of other African players who have succeeded in the past. Players such as Hakeem Olajuwon, who played in the NBA from 1984 to 2002 for the Houston Rockets and one season for the Toronto Raptors. He was famous for his dream shake and amazing post moves, leading to 2 NBA championships where he was Finals MVP, a 12-time NBA All-Star, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and won the NBA MVP award in 1994 after a stellar career at the University of Houston before moving from his hometown and capital of Nigeria, Lagos, in West Africa. Another great player from Africa is Dikembe Mutombo, a 7'2" center who went to Georgetown University, was picked 4th in the NBA draft in 1991 by the Denver Nuggets, and played 18 seasons, 8 of which he was selected as an All-Star, and 4 of which he was chosen as NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Famous for his shot-blocking skills and wagging finger, and coming from the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Kinshasa. Manute Bol is another African shot-blocking expert who is also the tallest NBA player in history, listed at 7'7" inches tall. He also played 10 seasons in the NBA. Deng is an inspirational role model for Africans still currently playing in his 9th season for the Chicago Bulls after a summer representing and leading the Great Britain Olympic squad. Both Bol and Deng were born in what was once known as part of Sudan, but since gaining its independence just recently is now known as South Sudan, with its own flag, borders, and new hope for a brighter future. Like Manute and Luol, the majority of players involved with Dankind Academy are originally from the world's newest nation of South Sudan, a country that both players were not only born in, but one that they have done their very best to give back to and develop. Many of the players were displaced refugees like Deng due to what turned out to be the longest civil war in the last century. Although the players have not followed the same journey as Deng by escaping their homeland to Egypt or Great Britain before heading to the US, the Dankind Academy players sought refuge and were accommodated in the Kakuma refugee camp, and later studied and grew up in Nairobi, Kenya, where similar to Deng they have picked up the game of basketball and hope to one day pursue the same career as him. Deng is not only a great example of a hard-working, team-oriented, and selfless player that coaches dream about, but his attitude on the court reflects the type of person he is off the court, giving so much of himself to help those in need and less fortunate than him. This is the type of professional athlete who uses his celebrity and fame to simultaneously act as a positive role model, and Dankind Academy hopes to produce players exactly like him.
My dad always gave everything back. Whenever he sees people, he just helps them, and it's always been in us and my family, just the way that we grew up. And being one of 9 kids, we always shared everything.
You know, the most important thing is I'm Sudanese. We are all one people. It's not about, you know, what tribe you're from. The problem in our country is we have to support each other. We have to work as one in order to solve our problems.
I always believe that somehow I'm going to do things to help others. As a young kid, I always wanted to be the best I could be and hopefully get a chance to come back home. Even if I wasn't to do anything, it's just the smile in the kids' faces and just seeing me and just knowing that I'm from here, I'm just like them, and the difference is I just had the opportunity.
This is the best welcoming I ever got in my life. I'm so happy that I got it from home. I want all of you guys to know this. I know today you guys are welcoming me, but I want all you guys to know this and believe it. And one day, everyone is going to be singing for you. And every one of you guys is capable of being somebody special. Have your dream, follow your dream. Whether you play sports or not, whatever you want to be, whether you'll be the president of this country, and one day you're going to lead us. You're going to lead us and we're going to have a great country.
My duty is to be the best I could be. As an athlete, I try to be as fit as I can be, work on my game as much as I can, and then in the back of my mind, I want to help.
I'm on a coach. Who's the point guard? You're the point guard. Okay, don't worry. Who's the two guard? You're the two guard.
Yeah! That's my boy. Defense. Find your guy.
Watching some of those kids today on the court, and some of the stuff they're doing, I'm just, I'm shaking my head, how talented they are. And if they get the opportunity, I'm sure they will be doing what I'm doing or even better. And I'm just excited. I just hope they get that opportunity. So my message here is really they could do the same thing. And the message to everyone that's trying to help, just let them know it's a lot of, kids out like me or even better out there.
Luol Deng, currently a two-time All-Star in the NBA, motivates and inspires the South Sudanese players in Dankind Academy purely by example. He's looked up to by them because he's living proof of someone coming from the same place that they do that has made it to the highest level, despite the horrors their nation has suffered in the recent past.
I want to play professionally basketball in my career so that I can succeed.
Mutombo is another great example of professional athletes from Africa that can do more than just perform on the court, but also can have a serious impact off the floor. Being recognized as the NBA's J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award winner.
As a child, I saw my parents making a big difference by welcoming people in their home, trying to help those who didn't have food. My mom always offered lunch to those who couldn't find a place to eat. And when I got lucky and being blessed to put in the shoes God put me in, and I felt that I have to find a way to bless others. It's not easy to be a good citizen. You have to fulfill a lot. It means a lot for what we stand for. It's also giving back, helping others for some of us who got a chance to succeed.
The work he and the NBA does every year with Basketball Without Borders in Johannesburg provides young aspiring Africans from all over the continent to meet and be trained by former and current NBA superstars, as well as influential coaches and scouts in the basketball world. Each summer, the selected players can learn and take back valuable lessons from the one-week camp, including one of the Dankind Academy players, James Matiang, one of the many Africans who dreams of playing in the NBA. Chasing that dream teaches you to have self-confidence in your abilities and skills. It allows you to master an art with dedication, to express yourself majestically, find your own destiny, learning to be part of a team, and share with your brothers that you trust, while striving for victory, rising above all odds, succeeding in the face of adversity, and reaching your highest potential, dealing with rejection, and learning to bounce back after being denied, being dependable when those around you need you the most, rising to the occasion, achieving what others call impossible and out of your reach. The first step towards players reaching their potential was establishing Dankind Academy's home in Nairobi, Kenya, where many of the players selected for the program were already living. The first two obstacles to making the academy a reality were simply finding a location for daily training and a place for everyone involved to live. In the meantime, practices and scrimmages took place in and around Nairobi town center.
Coach Abel is going to be taking the session, doing a lot of footwork with the guys, and then we're going to be working on some individual skills. We're going to have lunch today over here at Railways, and then scrimmage in the afternoon. So things are going well. It's another beautiful day in Nairobi, and we're having fun playing basketball again.
push. It's better to do 5 good reps than 20 sloppy ones. When the coach says sprint, it's better for you to start the drill going hard and get tired, and then we can all go, you got tired after 5 sprints, and tomorrow you get tired after 7 sprints, the day after 9 sprints. But if you want to jog and say I'm going to finish hard, it's useless. You're never going to get better. Okay guys? So we very slowly work on just different little stretching moves just as we go up. We're going to work on the footwork ladder, and then I'll split you guys up, and then we'll keep going from there. So that's all. Okay?
This is a South Sudanese production.
Go through the ladder, slide, back pedal, walk, and do the next one, okay? That's all we're doing. Who's done the ladder with me before? Who's done the ladder? Look, it's like you're just dancing. Danny, you guys can dance, but just small dance. Let's go. Start doing that. When you dribble and you get to a cone, you have to get low and change, whether it's between the legs, whether it's behind the back, whether it's a spin dribble, okay? It has to be quick, and you need to accelerate in the first few steps because you assume you've beat your man, okay? So if I beat you, when I'm here, boom, I need to accelerate before I slow down again. Boom, accelerate before I keep going, okay? Alright, so all we're doing is just passing. All we're going to count is 10 passes between the two of us. It's not between the two of us. Once you reach 10, and I step back. You're passing just every time. Coming. Go back. Square up. If you have a strong squaring up, even your man has a tendency to move, he's playing. Gives you space, step into your pass. I want you to follow through, okay? There's no rush here, we're loosening up.
Basketball in Africa is without any doubt on the rise, but some of the problems holding back players still remain. There are talented and gifted players that because of their height, athletic ability, agility, and coordination could easily be transformed into great players, but still slip through the gaps simply because of the lack of basketball infrastructure compared to other continents. The US and even Europe have the advantage of school and club systems with the right facilities and personnel to take players from anywhere to the best level. But most places in Africa struggle to even obtain the bare essentials to play the game, such as balls, courts, hoops, shoes, and indoor courts are very rare. National teams also have limited budgets to work with, and renting courts can be expensive in many countries, where the average person is looking to make ends meet on a day-to-day basis. Salaries in Africa are not great for players nor coaches, which makes it even harder for people to make the decision of choosing basketball as a career, when surviving and providing for their families obviously comes as a much more important priority.
So square this foot to the rim. This other foot is shoulder width apart, slightly behind to get the stability. Then palm the ball, get low, in one motion put it up. If your elbow is squarely on the rim, it does what? It goes inside. If it's not, it goes sideways. That's all. So in one motion, get low, you must end up on your toes. Hold your follow through until the ball hits the floor. End up on hit the ball. That's okay. Hold your follow through until the ball hits the floor. Hold your follow through until the ball hits the floor. Then, remember I say your hand, your wrist has to flip. Don't throw the ball like this. Your wrist has to flip. So you can have that reverse ball of the ball. If the ball is reversed like this, this is the backboard. The person will go in the high. That's how? So flip. You don't play. Follow me. Flip it. Yes.
Killing us. Actually, his shot is clean. It's like, check it out. I'm stainless steel.
Some players are lucky enough to have the chance of going to the US and playing basketball at the collegiate level. But more often than not, this leads to a degree, which in itself is great, but the majority of players who go through this process do not end up pursuing a career in basketball afterwards. This is mainly because the players chosen to go are generally tall and athletic and expected to be blocking shots and rebounding, when in actual fact their sense of the game, core fundamentals, feel for the game, and general basketball IQ is much lower than the average American player who has gone through lower, middle, and high school as well as AAU basketball programs with experienced and knowledgeable coaches and all the right facilities and attention.
I think the last one. Yeah, but don't worry, man. Yeah. Come on. And I told you you're the best shooter in the corner. That is kidding me. It's the last one. It's like, okay, it's the best shooter. It's the best.
Catch and shoot, eh? Baseline only. Catch and shoot. Both.
The one and only solution, once again, to making African basketball grow is by encouraging the progression of coaches towards coaching certificates, building courts, and players learning the fundamentals of the game in Africa with the right equipment and facilities, all of which Dankind Academy is trying to provide.
This way you start. Eh? Ball. Ball. Unaanzia hapa kwa pin.
South Sudan were unfortunately absent and unable to compete in the last Olympic Games of 2012 in London because they have not yet acquired FIBA accreditation. But this does not mean the future is not bright for the new up-and-coming nation. Every day the guys really enjoyed learning new skills and deserved well-earned water breaks, but of course their favorite part of the sessions that we were running was when we got into actual playing and competing against each other especially. While making teams to play 3-on-3 in half-court situations where more guys would handle the ball than in 5-on-5 situations. the end of the sessions, we would finish off by playing full court.
He saw that.
No, your dunk was ugly. He's saying he's off the board dunk. How do you go for a dunk like a frog? You throw it, then you do this, then you go for it. Throw it and take off.
For a hard day of training at Railways, we would take the players for some food, and there was a nice cheap place to eat really close to the court, so the guys could get changed and have a meal as a team, like brothers.
This guy is black and he's wearing black. Ain't he feeling a heat or something? At least you're white, you're repelling the heat, you know.
The idiot.
Being at Railways was great because we were literally in the town centre of Nairobi, so getting to a gym was easy and within walking distance, a short ways away from the courts that we were renting.
It's nice, awesome, man. It's good, yeah? It's awesome. Yo. Last same.
It's a political rally today over at Railways, so our courts are being invaded by the politicians who are going to be using these courts as a car park. So we're just going to have a little 5-on-5 scrimmage today, and then we're going to hit the weight room before we go back to Westlands. And tonight we're going to have a scrimmage at the UN.
What's up? Yes. What's new? Not much. How you guys doing?
Going to the gym, right? That'll be awesome. I'm whiskey.
One big difference between American players and other basketball players all around the world is the muscle and body structure. A lot of the Dankind Academy players have the height, athleticism, coordination and wingspan to play all over the world, but one thing that is missing is their weight, and one great way to solve that problem is by hitting the gym hard, along with a balanced diet to make their bodies stronger. The gym that we went to does not have the state-of-the-art and brand new equipment, but that didn't matter, because what was missing in the weight room was replaced with the guys bringing their desire to lose their skinny frames and put on some kilos. And working hard is not an issue for any of them due to their desire to get better in any way possible.
I hope there's food after this. Plenty. If not, I'm going to eat
So I think they'll be coming like 3 times or 4 times a week for this hardcore gym. So I know that. But they are
everyone get in. Day one, let's see what you all got. Monday. They don't flex. They don't flex.
Railways and the gym in town were not the only places we managed to find time to practice while in search of a permanent base. We also went across town in mutatus, which are little shuttle buses, basically, and set off to the UN basketball courts on Mondays and Wednesday afternoon and evenings.
We are don't go
Transport is cheap in Nairobi, and it is easy to get around the busy city on the rise. It was fun just to be a team and get the chance to go to one of the better outdoor courts, where guys, lots of expats especially, working in the UN would come out to play pickup basketball religiously. Many of the nights there were lots of guys out scrimmaging and playing half-court games on both sides of the courts, with teams rolling on and off and the winners staying on holding the court. The games at the UN court were fun, and a great second option after playing during the mornings and daytimes at railways in town, but we were still in search of a place where we could accommodate players under one roof, and have the house or apartments close enough so players could easily walk to and from practice, without having to jump into a mutatu to go everywhere. The first priority was finding a court that we could use from dawn till dusk, so we set out to do just that. One of the places we looked into was Nyayo National Stadium, in the middle of town, where many different events take place, including where the An1 mixtape came to play for the last 2 years. Nobody in the arena was disappointed with what they brought to Nairobi.
This is a South production.
The court was great, although we were looking for a place with more baskets, and the main problem was how much the stadium was being used, not only for shows like the An1 spectacle, but the Premier League also used the courts often, and so did the disabled and deaf national team, almost on a daily basis, which would conflict with our desired schedule, so we continued in our search. Another place we looked into was Parklands Baptist Church, home to another Premier League team which was outdoors, like the majority of courts in Kenya. Obviously, Railways Club is another option we were considering, using on a daily basis, which is where the Division 2 Nairobi Provincial League plays. The UN court was only available on Mondays and Wednesdays. We also looked into sharing the USIU court on the outskirts of town, but this wasn't possible. Our luck finally came when we took a trip to the Moi International Sports Centre, where we managed to find a better situation than we ever could have imagined. The Sports Centre is a multi-purpose stadium in Kasarani just outside of Nairobi that was built in 1987 for the All Africa Games held in Nairobi, but is used for various other events including political rallies and concerts with a capacity of 5,000 seats. There is also a training gym underneath the main arena which is mainly used for girls volleyball, but makes this venue a great place to hold tournaments and camps through Dankind in the future. The best news for us was the existence of the annex, which has been unused for the last couple of years, but perfect for the academy. The annex is just beside the main arena and has a wood floor. It has recently been used as a polling center for the last elections, but will be transformed into a great place for us to have daily sessions. The baskets are currently too high, but that can be changed, and we will be able to add extra baskets on the sides, especially made for shooting drills.
Love the indoor court, the gyms. Actually, it's really a nice court, and I think like if we really get a chance of training here, it's really going to be good for all of us.
Till that time, we were still moving around Nairobi from court to court, having lunch in Westlands on some days that we didn't go to Railways, with Mary preparing lunch for the whole group. There was a lot of food to go around, which was fortunate with the big appetites that the players had, knowing they would have another full afternoon of basketball afterwards.
You are praying, you. Just hold hands and pray. Yes.
No, your hands are dirty. No.
Yeah, you need it.
What you will pray?
Let's pray.
Life was good knowing that we could all sit down and share meals together like a big family, and the food is so healthy with enough fresh meat, potatoes, soup, vegetables and rice for all of us. This also meant nobody hesitated to fill their plates to the max and go for seconds and thirds.
These guys are finishing all the food. Oh man, I'm sample. Sound like a big boy. What do you sound? Maybe you want to cut and I can't see what I'm going to sound. Teasing me indirectly.
You told me beef is good for my body?
Yeah, that's true.
So Jimo, there's no beef for you.
Don't worry.
It's fine. No, you didn't cook.
Look at that plate, oh my goodness.
You should buy a bigger plate and then for it. Just for me.
Buy a bigger plate?
Yeah, buy a bigger plate.
Can you afford it?
What? I'm actually eating at this day. Don't to go far away from the food.
Monday, let me see that plate. Let me see that plate.
Is it Filipino?
Yeah.
With a nice living room area, there was room for everyone to have a seat and kick back to talk, laugh, joke around, and then after a while the players were digesting and still relaxing and recovering from morning sessions, we were able to watch some basketball documentaries on the television, so that everyone could get a few ideas of things to try once we got back on the court. After a couple of hours rest at lunchtimes, we were ready to leave home and head back out onto another court that we used quite often, not too far from the apartment in Westlands. Everyone was well fed and packed their things ready to finish off the day with more games that they love, just a short walk away, like we will be doing in the future every day in Kasarani.
What are you gonna do right now? I'm just going to do some drills. Hey.
That was my schoolmate.
Oh, cool. That was my schoolmate. That was my schoolmate there.
Parklands Baptist Church, one of the many churches where you can find a court with two baskets. One of the rims at this court was around 11 foot, and the court was basically part of a car park for the church. But that didn't matter, as we were still playing the same game of basketball, same rules, and had the same will to compete. Especially on Fridays, guys playing for the Parklands Premier League team came out to play, even during the off-season, as well as any guys or girls from around the area that wanted to play some pick-up ball. All we had to do was split whatever players that showed up into teams, and everyone got a good sweat on as well as having a lot of fun. Games would continue from the afternoon and didn't stop even as the sun went down. Even when the sun disappeared and it became dark, it was still hot outside and nobody wanted to go home until you couldn't see anything at all.
Back at Parklands, and there's a lot of guys out here tonight. Another session of Friday basketball, so just before the sun goes down we have another game to 100.
We really did have some great scrimmages at Parklands, but on days off we was travelling around the city searching for an accommodation that would be able to allow all the players to live somewhere together. We began the search for apartments as close to the gym as possible.
Couple of apartments. We're gonna look at another 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, see what we can find up in here. Just looking around. These are all places that are close to the gym, so we'll see what we can find.
guys?
This is absolutely fantastic.
The first month of practice was coming to an end, and the option to play at Kasarani when the Kenyan leagues began was great, but we still had to find somewhere so that all the players could wake up in the morning, have breakfast together, then jog over to the sports center, be able to walk back home for lunch together after morning practices, eat, watch some basketball videos, jog back to the gym for afternoon shooting drills, follow that by scrimmaging, and then walking back for dinner and enjoying relaxation and recuperation time until bedtime. The rooms were pretty small, but we measured every single one with a measuring tape, and tried to calculate how many beds we could fit in each place, and how close together we could have the 3 apartments in a block.
It was 2, there's supposed to be 3 yesterday.
Yeah, that one is even smaller than this one, isn't it?
Oh.
And then can we see the one upstairs? I get them too. How much is the one upstairs? 18.
We looked at many different options close to the gym, especially in an area full of apartments mainly occupied by students going to USIU, the United States International University, which was just down the road. Most of the students there lived in apartment blocks that either had 1 or 2 bedroom apartments. We thought we would look into the possibility of renting 3 2-bedroom apartments, which all had bathrooms, kitchens, and living rooms, and then converting 2 of the living rooms in 2 of the apartments, while keeping 1 living room in 1 apartment for a place where everyone could eat and watch television. For a while, it seemed like finding the accommodation was going to be an even harder challenge than finding a suitable court. But in the end, once again, just like the great situation of using the annex, we stumbled on another awesome option. Our perseverance paid off, and instead of 3 small apartments, we managed to find a very big 6-bedroom house, with a bathroom for each room, a big dining room, another living room, that all would be perfect fit for everyone and for all the things we needed to do.
Wow. Are we going to be living in this place? Yeah. This thing is big. Monja, when you guys have been here?
No,
so
big.
You are here?
Yeah.
Wow. Jacob, so we go in and check out the place.
Your crib.
My crib. Okay, this is not the Kenyan dream.
The Kenyan dream.
Bring it on, man. This is a new house. This is the living room. Never be here. We are the first. This is the living room. Yeah. So this is your. So we start from here. Wow. Oh, we start from there. The kitchen first.
No, we are just shooting. We're just going.
This size on the other side. So maybe next year, like the girls will go there.
Jacob.
And then we'll have boys on this side.
It's awesome. It is.
Home.
Home.
Our new home.
Home. Here, home.
Our new home. That's new as well.
Dankind Academy found its home, and until next episode when things are in full swing here, check out the dunk mixtape of many of the dunks caught on video during the first months of Dankind Academy in Nairobi, Kenya.